AI news, it's coming at us so fast these days.
It really is. Almost hard to keep up.
Totally. But that's what we're going to try and do right now. We've gone through a ton of the latest stuff, tech reports, industry analysis, what people are actually saying online to pull out the AI developments that, really matter.
Right. Cutting through the noise, we're looking at what's happening now, what the big shifts are, and maybe what they mean for, well, for all of us.
Okay, so let's start where a lot of people feel it first. Work. Microsoft 365 is getting more AI baked in, isn't it? It's way beyond just checking spelling now.
Oh, absolutely. Think about Word, actively suggesting ways to make your writing punchier or summarizing those massive documents nobody wants to read.
Yeah, that summary feature sounds useful.
And in Excel, you can literally ask it questions about your data in plain English, like show me sales trends and boom, insights. PowerPoint helps with design, gives presenting tips.
The present a coach thing?
Exactly. It feels like it's all moving towards AI being this proactive assistant, almost knowing what you need before you do.
Interesting. And it's not just Microsoft, right? I saw Zoho is using some serious NVIDIA hardware.
That's right. They're leveraging things like the H100 GPUs, TensorRT LLM, NeMo. It basically means their own AI features, grammar checks, analyzing big chunks of text, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's all going to get a lot faster and more powerful.
So embedding that high-level AI capability into more everyday business software.
Precisely. It's becoming more widespread.
Now, here's something that definitely raised my eyebrows. Anthropic warning about AI virtual employees being potentially just a year away.
Yeah, that's a big one. It highlights the speed, right? The speed we're seeing AI move towards more autonomous roles.
And the cybersecurity implications.
That's the crucial bit Anthropic emphasized. If AI is handling more core tasks, securing those AI systems, securing the data they access, that becomes absolutely paramount, like top priority.
Makes sense. Switching gears slightly within business, Johnson & Johnson did an internal review. Found something pretty striking about their AI projects.
They did. They looked at hundreds of projects and found that, get this, just 15% of them were delivering 80% of the actual value.
Wow. The old 80-20 rule strikes again, but for AI.
Kinda, yeah. It's a real lesson in focusing, isn't it? Don't just sprinkle AI everywhere. You need to be strategic, figure out where it's going to make the biggest difference, and pour your resources there. Prioritize those high-impact use cases.
Okay, so businesses are refining their AI strategies.
No.
Let's talk about what powers all this, the infrastructure. NVIDIA planning to build AI supercomputers in the U.S. That feels significant.
It is a very big deal. It's about strengthening domestic tech manufacturing, which is obviously important, partnering with CoreWeave, TSMC. It means more jobs, yes, but also better control over the supply chain for this critical AI hardware.
Securing that foundation.
Exactly.
And on the security front for AI itself, we saw Augur raise, what, $7 million for AI-driven threat prevention?
Yeah, $7 million seed round. It shows the growing awareness that as AI gets more powerful and integrated, you need AI to help defend against threats, too. Augur's approach is proactive, using AI to predict and stop attacks before they happen. That's really the goal.
Fighting fire with fire.
In a way, yes. Staying ahead of the curve.
And for people wanting to build this stuff, developers, data scientists.
Yeah.
Seems like lots of companies, AWS, Microsoft, others are offering AI credits. What's the idea there?
It's all about lowering the barrier to entry, providing credits for compute power, for storage, for platform access. It lets individuals and smaller teams experiment, innovate, build things without needing huge upfront investment.
So democratizing access a bit.
You could say that. It definitely helps fuel more development and hopefully leads to more cool AI applications faster.
Okay, let's shift to healthcare. Infinitus Systems launched trusted voice AI agents. They're specifically highlighting hallucination-free conversations. Why is that so important in medicine?
Oh, it's critical. In healthcare, you just cannot have an AI making things up or giving wrong information. Accuracy is everything.
Life and death, potentially.
Right. So Infinitus focusing on reliable, factual voice interactions for both patients and providers. That's a necessary step for AI to be truly useful and trusted in healthcare settings. Could really streamline things, improve communication.
And Mount Sinai has that tool for spotting high-risk heart patients.
Yeah, another great example. Using AI to analyze data faster than humans can, identify risks earlier, and hopefully get patients the personalized care they need sooner. Real potential impact there.
Now, AI is also popping up in places like news and creative fields. An Italian newspaper, Il Folio, used AI for some articles and apparently boosted sales.
Yeah, it's an interesting experiment. It suggests AI can be a tool in journalism, maybe help with certain tasks or reach audiences in new ways.
But they still needed human reporters, right?
Absolutely. Il Folio was clear about that. It
Yeah.
seems more like AI as an assistant, augmenting human skills, not replacing them wholesale, at least for now.
Makes sense. And OpenAI released their image generation API, GPT Image 1. What kind of doors does that open for developers?
A lot, potentially.
I hear.
Think e-commerce sites generating better product shots, designers getting assistance, creating educational visuals, enhancing software interfaces, even making game assets. Putting that power into an API means developers can integrate it into all sorts of applications. We'll likely see some really creative uses emerge.
And sticking with the big players, Google's Gemini chatbot. Some huge user numbers came out.
Yeah, reportedly around 350 million active users mentioned during a court hearing. It's a massive number.
What does that tell you?
It tells you how quickly conversational AI has just woven itself into the fabric of the internet. Millions of people are now routinely talking to AI for information, for help.
Yeah.
It's become mainstream incredibly fast.
Though maybe not always getting perfect info. I saw people are testing Google's AI overviews by feeding it fake sayings.
Huh, yeah. Trying to see if it invents origins for things that don't exist. It's kind of funny, but it also highlights a serious point.
Which is,
That we still need to be critical of AI outputs. These systems are amazing, but they don't inherently understand truth or context the way humans do. They can still be fooled or generate plausible-sounding nonsense. Human oversight is still crucial.
definitely. Okay, let's talk about agentic AI. That term seems to be everywhere lately. What exactly are we talking about?
Right, it's definitely a buzzword heating up. Agentic AI refers to AI systems that can do more than just process information or answer questions. They can reason, make plans, and actually take actions autonomously to achieve goals you set for them.
So going beyond chatbots to actual doers.
Exactly. It's a shift towards more proactive, independent AI, a potentially major step.
And NVIDIA's GAssist tool adding a plugin builder fits into this, allowing custom PC automations.
It does seem related, yeah. Letting users create their own AI-driven automations for specific software, even hardware functions on their PC, that's empowering users to make AI agents work for them in very specific ways, could really change how we interact with our computers day to day.
We're even seeing things like job postings for AI sales agents now, outlining tasks like handling calls, lead gen, CRM updates.
Yeah, I saw that $20 plus freelancer network post. It shows the ambition, right? People are envisioning AI taking on pretty complex customer-facing sales roles.
But is it realistic yet?
Well, the post itself raised questions about how you'd actually build such an agent reliably. The desired functions are clear, but the architecture, the reliability, those are still big discussion points. It shows where people want to go, even if the tech isn't quite fully there for robust deployment.
And some wilder ideas are floating around too, like AI agents in esports, controlling players or teams.
Oh yeah, the AI agents subreddit is full of that stuff. It's fascinating thinking about AI competing in complex, strategic, real-time environments like games pushes the boundaries of what we think AI can do.
So for people trying to wrap their heads around how these agents actually work, what are the fundamental pieces? There are like 5 core building blocks, right?
Generally, yeah. You need planning and reasoning, the ability to figure out steps to reach a goal. You need tool use, the agent has to interact with other software, APIs, the internet, whatever it needs. Then there's memory, both short-term for the current task and long-term for learning and context. And finally, a feedback loop, so the agent can learn from its mistakes and improve.
Planning, tools, memory, feedback. Got it.
Those are the basics people are building upon.
And we are seeing actual applications built already, like assessing automation risk from a CV or creating CrossFit programs.
Right. Those examples show the range. One is analytical, processing text to give an assessment. The other is generative and personalized, creating a specific plan. It shows agents are moving beyond theoretical ideas into practical, albeit sometimes niche, tools.
But getting them to work reliably, especially in production, that seems to be a major hurdle people are discussing.
Oh, absolutely. That's a huge topic. How do you evaluate if an agent is actually doing its job well? That's evils. How do you watch what it's doing? Observability. How do you stop it from doing harmful or unintended things? Guardrails. And what happens if it fails? Fallback mechanisms. You need all of that for production readiness.
It's complex. I saw one user shared their whole journey building a multi-agent system for a fitness app.
Yeah, those real-world accounts are invaluable. They talked about breaking the problem down, having different agents like supervisors and executors working together, the need to iterate constantly, involve the client. It really shows the engineering challenge involved.
And underscores that it's not just about plugging in one big model.
Not at all. It's system design, it's process, it's testing.
Then there was another user struggling with just getting consistent results from an AI news filter they built.
Right. Using ANN, I think, that highlights the reliability challenge again. Even with good tools, getting AI to perform the same way every time, especially on subjective tasks like filtering news, can be tricky. Consistency is tough.
And a contractor building voice agents noted something interesting: low usage for complex tasks and trouble handling diverse user requests.
Yeah, that's sobering. It suggests that while the tech can do complex things, users might not trust it or find it easy enough to use for those cases yet. And building something robust enough to handle all the weird ways people talk or phrase things, that's incredibly hard and requires massive testing.
It seems like managing all these different AI tools and services is also becoming an issue. People needing ways to track spending.
Definitely. As companies start using multiple AI APIs, models, platforms, the costs can sprawl. You hit unexpected limits, budgeting gets messy. So yeah, there's a growing need for tools just to monitor and manage AI usage and spending across different providers.
Makes sense. And people are asking about better search tools for agents like XAPI or SERPer for pulling in data
Yeah.
and reliable ways for AI to post on social media.
Yeah, these are specific needs emerging as people build more sophisticated agents. If your agent needs to understand the world, it needs good, reliable ways to search and retrieve information. And interacting with platforms like Twitter X that requires navigating APIs, dealing with platform rules, avoiding detection as a bot, specific technical challenges for specific agent goals.
Okay, let's pivot to some of the more technical stuff happening under the hood. There's this idea of building model-agnostic AI systems. What's that about?
The core idea is flexibility. Instead of building your entire application around one specific AI model, like GPT-4 or Claude 3, you design it so you can easily swap models in and out.
Why would you want to do that?
Well, maybe a new, better model comes along, or maybe one model is better for certain tasks than others, or maybe you want to avoid being locked into one vendor. Using standard interfaces, like the OpenAI compatible API that many providers now support, makes this decoupling possible. Your application logic stays separate from the specific inference engine.
So future-proofing and optimization.
Pretty much, yeah.
And managing these complex models, especially large language models, has led to this field called LLMOps.
Right, LLMOps, large language model operations. It's like DevOps, but specifically for the lifecycle of LLMs. It covers everything from managing the massive data sets they need, automating the fine-tuning or customization process, ensuring you can reproduce results, and constantly monitoring their performance, checking for bias, ensuring ethical use. It's a whole discipline emerging because these models are so complex to manage well.
Gotcha. And AWS introduced a new benchmark, SWE Polybench,
Yeah.
for AI coding assistance.
Yes. The key thing there is poly, multiple languages. It's designed to evaluate how well AI coding tools perform across a range of programming languages, not just, say, Python. This gives a more realistic picture of their capabilities for actual software development teams who often work with multiple languages.
We're also seeing things like a model context protocol mentioned for AI and data integration, and NVIDIA NIM microservices for benchmarking AI reasoning in games. It feels like the plumbing is constantly being upgraded.
That's a good way to put it. These are pieces of the evolving infrastructure. The Model Context Protocol aims to standardize how AI models access and use external data sources more effectively. And the NVIDIA NIM stuff provides specialized tools to measure how well models can reason and make decisions, particularly in complex, dynamic environments like video games, which is a great testbed.
And even tracking the energy use of AI. There are tools now to estimate the footprint of a single chatbot query.
Yeah, that's becoming a bigger conversation. As AI usage explodes, the energy consumption adds up. Understanding that environmental cost, even down to the level of a single prompt, is important for sustainability and for finding more efficient ways to run these models.
And a couple of quick hits. Zencoder bought Machineit to compete with GitHub Copilot. And details confirmed about the next Nintendo Switch using an NVIDIA chip.
Right, Zencoder aiming to challenge in the AI coding assistant space. And yeah, the Switch 2 teardown, confirming the NVIDIA T239 chip and SK Hynix memory, shows how AI-related hardware is powering even consumer devices now.
Okay, so wrapping this up, the big picture seems to be incredibly rapid AI integration everywhere, right?
Hmm.
Business tools, healthcare, creative work.
Definitely. Alongside that, we're seeing huge strides in AI agents becoming more capable, more autonomous, even if reliability is still a challenge.
And the infrastructure, the development practices like LLMOps, the ethical discussions,
Hmm.
it's all evolving simultaneously.
It is. It presents massive opportunities, clearly, but also some really significant challenges and questions we need to address as individuals, as companies, as a society.
So as you're listening to all this, maybe think about which of these trends feels like the biggest deal to you personally, or what development are you keeping the closest eye on next? Because one thing's for sure.
It's not slowing down anytime soon.
Exactly. This AI landscape is going to keep changing fast.